I'm not gonna lie, before we started recording, I had both an everything bagel and a gooey chocolate chip cookie. So I was really living life on the edge. I did check for seeds in my teeth and chocolate on my face though, so hopefully I got all of it. Let's get this podcast started. Welcome back to Not Gonna Lie, a Wave original brought to you by Lululemon. I'm your host, Kylie Kelce. I'm permanently late. I famously do not lie, except to my children. And I sent Queen Emma no less than 7 photos of turtles when we went to the zoo the other day. I didn't want her to miss out. Look at how lovely these photos are. Well, now that that's been addressed, coming up on today's episode, I'm about to start coaching high school field hockey again very soon. Yes, that's right. I haven't let it go, and I won't. I haven't had a fall without field hockey since 7th grade, either coaching or playing myself. We have actually a segment today to catch us up on the latest Gen Z terms because I can't keep up with the slang that they use, and I need to know what the hell my players are saying. Also, a lot of you have tagged me in the announcement of Love is Blind casting in Philly. And I've got a lot of thoughts and a few tips for anyone auditioning. After that, I'm going to be joined by the kids TV phenomenon in my house and likely all of yours. She has 16 million YouTube subscribers, the most streamed kids series on Netflix, and a pair of overalls you'd recognize anywhere. The one and only Miss Rachel. Moving on, let's get into a brand new edition of Can I Be Honest? My high school field hockey preseason is about to start very soon. People are extremely surprised by the fact that I still coach high school field hockey, but I love it. I love my athletes. I love still getting to be around the sport of field hockey. I love the fact that all of my girls who are seniors, I have been with for all 4 years because I've been there that long. And I feel very honored and privileged to be able to spend time with them and help them understand why I love the sport the way I do, and also teach them something, I hope. Now, I do like to take some time to prep before the season starts, and I figured I'd start right now by catching up on the latest Gen Z and Gen Alpha slang. I didn't even know have we moved on from Gen Z? We're on to Gen Alpha. Kiss my ass. Wait, the children that are in high school were born after I graduated high school. Let's have a moment of silence for this realization, please. That sucks. Wow, this is not a moment I was prepared to handle this morning. Okay. Wow. Woo! Okay. Now, I will put it out there that my players are typically very kind in that they do not throw too much slang at me because they know I have a very limited capacity for this type of thing, but we're going to try our best. In past seasons, I've learned all types of new phrases. Sus, bet, riz, cap. I'm still not sure about cap. It's a brand new year with brand new slang. The slang I've never heard. So let's change that right now. I have a stack of note cards right here with official definitions from parents.com. So that means it's something that a millennial mom can hopefully follow. I'll take a guess on what they mean, and then I'll read you the actual definition so that we can both learn together. Because I just even glancing at what's coming up, I am certain I have no freaking idea. So number 1 is chat. There's no way this means anything more than we're going to sit down and have a chat. We're going to chit chat. Oh my God, this is so bad. What? A term of address that refers to an audience or group of people. The term chat is similar to bruh or dude. No, that's not a thing. Chat, what's up? Or chat, is this real? Oh, so you're addressing the whole group chat. Okay, I got this. That's dumb. Just gonna throw that one out there. Sorry, that was mean, but I stand by it. Number 2, clock it. Another way to say it is clock that tea. What? Clock it is like, I'm going to assume it has to be something related to like you're timing it, clock it. Let's see. Used to call out hidden truth or expose someone's real motive in a playful or knowing way. It's a way of saying, I see what's really going on. I can get down with that. I like that. I like to clock things, so clock it. That's nice. I like that. I'm gonna keep that one. Number 3 is aura farming. What? Maybe it's when you take from someone's positive energy and like turn it into your own positive energy. I don't know. That's wow. Oh, no, that's not what it is. Used to describe someone who is trying to project a certain self-image to avoid being judged, similar to a try-hard. Okay. Bro is aura farming. What the fuck is happening? Number 4 is glazing. I'm hoping this isn't something out of the... Oh God. In my head, it just went to like... Glazing has to be what happens after glazing. Maybe it's wearing a lot of jewelry. Maybe it's like, we've all seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Maybe this is like a ice yourself, frost yourself situation. Maybe it's glazing. Maybe we've moved on from frosting. Now we're glazing. Is that what it is? No, of course not. Why would that be what it is? Over the top flattery to the point of being kind of embarrassing. It's when someone hypes up a person so much that it starts to feel performative or fake. Use in a sentence, bro is glazing. Okay. I did not know what a single one of these things meant, but now I know. So clock it. It wasn't right either. The article from parents.com also lists some terms to watch for. Good God. Oh, my ball. My ball, unk, and buns. Okay, I can't. I don't have any guesses on my... Queen Emma's asking in the rundown if I have any guesses on my ball. No, I do not have guesses on my ball. Is buns really Gen Z slang? No, buns is always. If buns is exactly what I think it is, like that's buns, like that's ass cheeks, like that's terrible. That's what it means. And if it's not that, I don't want it. Okay? There are some things that we should just let be. And buns is one of them. So if you're trying to make buns into your own thing, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, you can kiss my buns, because no. Okay, that's it for Can I Be Honest? Let me know what I missed at NGL with Kylie. Feel free to send in any other terms that maybe your kids are using that you would like to educate me on, because I do feel a little lost, but I think we can get through this together. Next up, let's move on. It's Doom Scroll of the Week. First up on Doom Scroll, I scrolled my way through my mentions to find that you all tagged me, a lot of you tagged me, in the announcement for Love is Blind, because it's officially casting in Philadelphia. They are looking for a dumpster fire. And you know what they're going to do? Find one. Okay. At Alicia McGuire quoted Fox 29 Philly's announcement with, I'm going to need Kylie and Jason to co-host this. At Jason Kelce, at NGL with Kylie. First of all, shout out to Nick and Vanessa Lachey, who host the show. We are not coming for your jobs. We actually, I'm going to speak for both of us when I say we don't want it. I don't watch this show. Shocker. But what I will say is there is a small chance that I watch the Philadelphia edition, because there is something about when a show is related to or based in Philadelphia, we can't get enough of it. It's like the most self-centered, self-serving. We're like, yeah, let's watch it and enjoy it, and then feed off of the comments of people who are watching it and like, wow, this is terrible, or this is a dumpster fire, or did you hear their accents? That sounds, they don't even know how to say the word water. It's fun. It feeds us. I'm not kidding. I really think it like excites the masses in Philadelphia. When Mayor of Easttown came out, that was incredible. Some Philly dating red flags that we can put out there for contestants. Queen Emma put a couple in the rundown. She absolutely nailed this one, okay? Being from the Philadelphia area, but rooting for the Cowboys. You're just trying to piss people off, and it's working. Fuck the Cowboys. Calling pork roll Taylor ham. Run. Do you want to know why you should run? If they're calling pork roll Taylor ham, they're trying to coax your ass across the bridge to Jersey. Don't do it. Run. If someone doesn't care about the 2008 World Series, no, you're done. You're done. We don't have anything else to talk about there. Philly area dating green flags. If they grew up going to the shore, specifically saying we go down the shore in the summer, saying words like hoagie, maybe they frequent a Wawa, maybe has a cat named Chase Utley. That call is coming from inside the house for sure, because that was our cat's name. That's it for Doom Scroll of the Week. Miss Rachel is coming up soon. Again, no business, none whatsoever. But first, Lululemon. The real ones already know I'm a big fan of Lululemon. In fact, I'm wearing Lululemon right now because I don't really know how much of my closet isn't Lululemon at this point. These shirts are great because it's nice and like appropriately fitted, but then I can also stretch it out and fit a baby under it. Isn't that fun? For modest breastfeeding. I like it. And this summer, my love for Lululemon only grew more with our yoga class on the beach that they helped put on. And, of course, the introduction of their new Align No Line leggings. The Align No Lines are the famously soft, iconic Align pant now with no front seam for a smoother look and feel. The Align No Lines are made from that famously soft, buttery fabric that's sweat wicking and has 4-way stretch. I know about that 4-way stretch because I wear them through pregnancy. And then they still fit afterwards. So good. Plus, they're high rise and they have a convenient waistband pocket. You can put a key in there, a credit card, a little cash. For any real ones who haven't tried these leggings yet, you can shop the new Align No Line pant right now at Lululemon.com. It's the summer of Align No Line. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, or simply just a person, honestly, you've heard of her wildly successful YouTube channel, Netflix show, hit songs, and kids' toys. And there's no mistaking that iconic voice, pink shirt, and overalls. She's also a New York Times bestselling author, an educator, a fellow mom, and now she's officially, not gonna lie, Rachel, aka Miss Rachel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm not going to lie. This episode has been a long time in the making. We're huge fans of you in our house. Big fans.
That's so sweet.
Now, the girls first started watching, obviously, on YouTube. They were big music kids. Like, they love singing songs. Specifically, Hop Little Bunnies is big hit in our house.
I love Hop Little Bunny so much.
It's so good, and everyone lays down and they're sleeping. You know, the whole thing. We do the whole thing.
Susie, my new little baby, she's almost 6 months, and we were hopping like bunnies together this morning. Yes. And she doesn't even understand what a bunny is or sleeping, but she loves it. Yeah.
Because it's just a good time and they know it. I did tell the girls that I was meeting you today. Well, I told our third, Bennie, that I was meeting you today, and I asked if she wanted me to tell you anything. Aww. And she said she wanted me to tell you that Ellie broke the cup. So she's using this opportunity to rat out her sister. That's okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's okay to accidentally break things, right?
Yes.
Yes. We love mistakes.
I'm still unsure what cup she was talking about, but she felt strongly about that's what you needed to know.
I appreciate that.
We are, of course, far from alone in our love of your show. Miss Rachel is officially the #1 kids show on Netflix so far this year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How cool was that to see?
Everything surprises me. I guess we're kind of in denial about that. But it's nice because we're like, wow, yeah, I appreciate it so much. It makes me so happy, and I feel so grateful that so many families enjoy it and find those moments of joy singing together and bonding. And I just feel like the luckiest person ever. I have the best job in the world.
Now, I was pleasantly surprised to see that Robert De Niro
is
a Miss Rachel fan.
That's so sweet.
And that you sent a video for his daughter to Drew Barrymore's show.
Oh, yeah.
We actually have the clip right here
gosh.
for our viewers. Queen Emma.
Hi, Gia. It's Miss Rachel.
Oh, boy.
What's that? It's a taxi. What does a taxi driver say? Are you talking to me?
Who has been the person who is a fan of you that was the most surprising? Because I
that
feel
one was
like
pretty surprising.
right, like Robert De Niro.
Yeah. So I am elderly, and so I don't.
Do not say
I'm an elderly
that.
millennial, or
Okay.
elder millennial, I think it's called.
Okay.
So I'm not amazing with Instagram. So I didn't know about the requests and top requests. So
Okay.
I ghosted some people for like months.
Oh.
Anyway, so I'm not a like cool person who like knows a lot about celebrities. So when I saw a bad girl Riri, I was like, wow, this person has so many followers.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, this is such a cute little profile picture because it's a drawing.
Mhm.
No idea. Asked somebody.
Sure.
I asked people who were around. I was like, do you know who this is?
Oh.
And then, yeah, I realized it was Rihanna.
Small flex, tiny little flex. That
Yeah.
would. Did you like gasp?
I
Were
did.
you-
I did. I was like, wow. And yeah, that was
That's so-
crazy.
that's
I'm
so
trying to
im-
think of who else.
I don't know if you can top. Can you top Rihanna?
Oh, you know, I did get to sing with John Legend. That was so cool. I was a fan of him way back in high school. I loved piano pop, and I love all the pianists like Sarah Bareilles and
Yes.
throwback to like Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And I knew an album that he was like, nobody knows that album and it's not even available anymore. And I was like, I can sing every song on that album. And then I
I'm
started
like
singing
barely
them.
a fan, but I can sing you every song from an album that no longer is available. That's awesome. For anyone listening who isn't familiar with your background, you're very open to what led to your first YouTube channel, and that was your son's speech delay.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a severe speech delay.
And
He
what-
didn't talk till he was about 3.
Really?
Yeah. I think the first word was 2 years and 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's so bright and just the sweetest, most wonderful little guy. And as a mom, when you see them struggle with something, I mean, I know you know, like it just breaks your heart because
Yes.
you're like, oh my gosh, how do I fix this?
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of moms will, you know, I would stay up all night and learn about speech. I got a mouth puppet that I don't use on the show, but I like literally got a mouth puppet and would do like tongue, mouth, huge puppet things to him to try and help him. I was telling your producers that when he was little, I used to put on like some Paw Patrol and then I would edit and interrupt it and be like, it's mommy. And I'd do like a few speech things with him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, say me. And then I'd be like, back to Paw Patrol.
Oh, like a little speech
so
commercial.
it was his own thing. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was telling them that he watched it and he didn't really get that like it wasn't like entertaining and cool. I mean, he didn't get that it was like me making him watch it.
Yes.
And then once he could talk, he was like, no, mommy, show.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he was like, I think I can just hang out with you and like do things with you and like then watch my shows.
Yes.
So
Use the TV for things that I don't get to see face to face.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned before, the music from your show is a hit in our house, but you just mentioned how your husband, Aaron, is a Broadway composer. Have you guys ever talked about doing a Miss Rachel Broadway musical?
We would love to do a live show.
That would be very cool.
And thank you for noticing the music. I really appreciate that because Aaron, he does a lot of like underscoring, which not everyone appreciates. But if you don't have it, it's like, where's that
Yes.
underscoring? He's just a brilliant pianist. And then we write a lot of songs together. And then he writes songs and himself. And then he has like live instruments play on the track sometimes, which I really appreciate. And he has Broadway friends he has on. And yeah, we actually co-create the show completely together. And I have to give him a shout out because people usually say just the music. But it's like, yeah, it's equal. And I kind of get all the credit. So I love you, Aaron. Love you, babe.
Good job, Aaron.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it
Keep
without
going.
you.
Wait, what's like, go, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah.
Stop, Mr. Aaron.
Well, in addition to your music, I love how educational your show is, especially when it comes to language development. And your voice and the way you speak is a huge part of that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I believe that, I'm not sure that if it was you or someone else was explaining, because someone had made a comment about your voice, like a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it was you or someone else, but I remember seeing someone sort of do the breakdown of like that sing-song voice is actually a tactic in sort of like speech pathology and trying to get kids to sort of sing it back to you almost. What do you say to people who like comment on your voice in the show? Because obviously it is not your everyday voice.
You know, so in all cultures, naturally, people raise their voice talking to babies.
Yes.
And now that I know that science, I always watch it. And it's so interesting to watch like a guy be like, hey, how are you? Hi. And they're like, hi. And I'm like, wow, you really like, yeah, it's really cute. So something I do that I had heard Mr. Rogers does is I imagine one kid, often like a kid I worked with before, or like just saw doing Make-A-Wish, or just a kid that like, you know, pulled my heartstrings and fills my heart with joy. And so I imagine them, and then that voice just comes out.
Yes.
My voice has always been high, like since I am an elder millennial. I remember in high school being like, hello, and people would be like, is your mommy there? And I'd be like, I'm 15. So I've always had a high voice.
Yes.
Naturally a soprano. But yeah, so it's interesting too, like when you talk to a baby, you elongate it like, hello.
Yes.
And it's sing-songy. And that's kind of just like my personality too. So it works out that it works for the show really well, and it's backed by science.
Now, when you first meet parents who have watched the show, how often do you have to politely ask them to call you Rachel and not Miss Rachel?
My friends that I've known for 20 years a Miss Rachel will come out, and I'm like, you cannot call me Miss Rachel.
You knew me as Rachel before I was Miss Rachel.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? So no, right away, if people message me and they're like, hey, Miss Rachel, I'm like, oh, you can call me Rachel.
My name's actually Rachel. So weird.
And when I taught, I was Miss Accurso. So yeah. Okay. So I'm like, oh.
So it is very much tied to the current phenomenon.
Yes.
I love that. Now, Miss Rachel's also got a signature look. Kids recognize your pink shirt, your overalls, and your headbands anywhere. And one of my favorite TikToks of yours is explaining the origin story of the pink headband. Queen Emma's going to play it for us.
Yay!
Why did you decide to wear a headband for the Miss Rachel outfit? It's just cute.
As someone who has flyaways myself.
Yes.
I love that.
Has Jason ever just talked to you normally when your hair is like, Aaron has talked to me normally when there's like a huge thing and then those, and I'm like, hey babe, and he's like, hey, and he doesn't say anything.
Yes. A number of times where I've ended up back in front of a mirror and been like, how did you keep a straight face looking at me?
Say, like, it will be like so. And he doesn't.
It's screaming and it's nearly touching their nose. And you're like, you didn't want to tell me my flyaways were so out of control.
He doesn't care. No. It's cute though that they're just like.
It's very sweet, right? Now we've been talking about Miss Rachel and your on-screen persona. I'd love to ask you more about yourself.
Great, that's so kind.
There's something I've really wanted to ask. When you are fully able to be Rachel, you're at home with your friends, do you swear?
Oh my goodness. So
I feel like you just answered by saying.
I was just wondering, like, I was like, am I going to come on? There's going to be a lot of swearing because I noticed it in the other episodes.
Yes.
But I was like, you totally can.
Yes.
But okay, so my new thing is spelling swears.
Oh, perfect.
I say holy S-H-I-T.
Love it.
And Thomas spells, so he's like, why are you spelling shit? So it's not useful, but I keep spelling it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help him.
I mean, it lands it a little lighter. I feel like that's as if when we were younger and I'd be like H-E double hockey stick because I wasn't allowed to say hell, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it lands it a little softer.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I do. Especially like when I used to play Super Mario Brothers. That's when it would come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you competitive?
No. But with Super Mario Brothers, it's just like you fall into that hole and you're just like, yeah.
I love that.
I feel like swears don't sound right coming out of my voice, though. That's part of it.
That's okay. I feel like with small kids, it lessens your ability to have the time to you decrease sometimes the availability of your swears. Like you're saying, you spell them out. Every so often, one will pop out, and they really do not happen often, which is hilarious considering how often I use them.
Wow.
But every so often, one will happen, and I have a moment of, I'm just not going to acknowledge that one because I do think it feeds it a little bit. Like I think when you acknowledge
Thomas is a detector.
Okay.
He's rooms away, and he's like, "Did I hear shit? What happened?
What'd you do? What'd you mess up?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No, ours are funny because they will pick out words that are not typical swears in other houses. So like. We're not allowed to say shut up in our house. Even the suggestion of it makes me like itchy.
A few things. We don't say a few things.
Yeah, like, stupid.
Yeah, we don't say
stupid
either. And once in a while I'll be like, that's stupid. And Thomas is like, we don't say stupid.
So that's where if anyone in the house says the word stupid, someone in the house is going to be like, did you just say?
Yeah.
Who said stupid? And you're like, wasn't me, it was her. Like just because that's the words they latch onto, but they will not latch on to the grown-up words the same way anymore.
Wow.
Which I think, I don't know if it's a brag or what, but they've been so desensitized by the usage of them in our house that they're just like, that's not exciting anymore.
Oh, that's a good tip. Try it at home.
Don't try it at home. Do not try that at home. I'm briefly interrupting my own conversation with Miss Rachel right now to rave about one of my favorite, possibly of all time, things from Lululemon. And that's, of course, their Align leggings and their entire Align collection. I love the Align pants because they're soft, like so buttery soft. I just keep wearing them and they never lose their stretch. They support me deeply. Summer is the time of year you want to maximize every second. And with the ever-expanding Align collection, you can do just that. The Lululemon Align collection has you set for summer with pants, shorts, tanks, bras, skirts, and dresses. The Align collection is made from buttery soft Nulu fabric that feels weightlessly light. Plus, Lululemon has launched their Align No-Line high-rise pant with no front seam for a smoother look and feel. Check it out, real ones. You can shop the Align collection right now at Lululemon.com. It's the summer of Align. Well, I'd love to play a quick game if you're up for it.
I am.
We sometimes do a segment on here called Coach Me Up, where I have guests coach me up on something they're an expert on. But this time I'm wondering if you, as Miss Rachel, can coach up regular adults who could use some Miss Rachel style pointers on basic social decency.
Aww.
So I'll give you the scenario, and you, as Miss Rachel, can tell us hypothetically, tell the hypothetical adult what they could maybe do differently.
Okay, great.
Okay, so the first one is you're on a plane and the person sitting next to you is blasting music from their laptop with no headphones. And people around you are pissed. And the music isn't even good.
Oh, man. I think Miss Rachel would say, is there any way possible you could use headphones?
That's such a gentle way. Oh, I love that. Okay. Number 2, you're out with your friend. You're out with them and their new boyfriend.
They have a new boyfriend.
He won't stop staring at his phone. He's not engaged in the conversation. He's not asking any questions. He's just doom scrolling. First of all, I'm going to give you some advice. Dump him. But what would Miss Rachel say?
Well, she'd probably ask him a question to try and get involved in the conversation.
Perfect.
And then she'd probably wait till after and be like, I noticed that Bobby
Yes.
was on his phone a lot. And, you know, what do we think about that? I don't know.
Yes, no, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, this is the last one, and it's totally definitely hypothetical.
Okay.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You're out on your first date with a guy you met on Tinder. And he drank too many beers. Really weird. And he fell asleep at the table, and his friend had to fireman carry him home. What would Miss Rachel say to him?
I would say to you, you should marry him.
Great foreshadowing.
Because I've seen your show. But I wish I didn't know that story, but I do.
That does it for Coach Me Up. Thank you for playing.
That was fun.
Now, something else I've been so excited to talk to you about is motherhood. You're a mom of 2 now. Congratulations on your little girl.
Thank you so much. And on your new one.
Thank you. Now, I've said this before on the show, but people will often say that because I have 4 kids, I know what I'm doing, which I do not. Because you are Miss Rachel, do people assume that you have achieved some level of like expert parent?
Yes. And I like to be like, I'm just a regular mom.
Yes.
Yes. And something that I think about all the time is this quote: there's no way to be a perfect mom, but there's a million ways to be a good mom. And so I go for the good mom.
That feels good.
Yeah.
It feels attainable.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't need to be the best mom. I need to be a loving mom.
Yes.
And I have a lot of unconditional love. But I also have those boundaries and rules. But no, so I was staring at Susie, and she was around like 3 months, and we're staring at each other. And you do all the things they need, and she's not sleepy, and she's just like looking at me. And I was like, this is my time to shine. I'm Miss Rachel. It's time for a song. And then I was just like, I couldn't think of any. And I have like Baby Learning 1, Baby Learning 2. They're hours long. And I was just like, I got nothing. I went blank. Yeah.
What? You got
and then
stage
I was like,
fright in front of your eyes.
Shut them. And then I did like the Miss Rachel live show.
Perfect.
But yeah, I went blank.
Did you like have a good laugh about that? Because I feel like
I was like, I talked to myself. I was like, you're Miss Rachel.
You're trying to give yourself a pep talk.
Yeah.
You've got this.
Yeah. This is your thing.
You've made 1 million kids smile.
Yeah.
More than that.
No.
You can make your own baby smile.
Yeah. And she sometimes she's a tough audience sometimes. If she wakes up from a nap and you're like, oh, Finn, shut them. She's like, no.
No, I'd like to shut them again because it's time to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Our most recent is also a tough audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, she makes you work for a smile.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to circle back to a topic I've been excited to get your take on, which is screen time, which we touched on briefly. But I've heard you say the quote, all screen time is not created equal. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yes. So I think that some screen time is faster pace, and I like, for little ones, the slow pace. I love the interaction. So the pausing for a response, encouraging imaginative play. What else? I think what's great about PBS and our show as well is there's a lot of research behind it. So if you think about a show, you want to know like who's behind the show, who's working on it, and where are they getting their research. So yeah, it's not all equal. And yeah, I'm obsessed with like PBS, but.
So are we. We're a big Sesame Street household. We love Wild Kratts and Zaboomafoo. As someone who loves PBS and works in the world of kids programming, why do you think it's so important to make sure that everyone has access to these types of shows?
Well, like I said, they're backed by research and you can trust them. You can put them on and do the dishes and you're not going to come running back hearing something. And yeah, they've been around so long, so they're trustworthy.
And they're also shows that I am a very much like screen time is great for dishes, to do something that do something that I don't necessarily want
sick
day. 3 ducklings, right? 3 ducklings following me around the house to do these things. It's easier to just like quick get it done.
I think it can be beneficial. I think what's important for the really little ones is that you balance it with what Harvard calls like serve and return interaction. So just like we said with the babbling, or like they're looking at a toy and you're like, wow, oh, that is a red tractor. Just like those nice interactions. And then they say vroom vroom and you're like, where's the tractor going? Like you're just having back and forth interactions. Because if those are missing, you can't get that same quality from TV.
Yep.
So, but as someone who grew up with a single mom, I know that like the recommendations can be really unrealistic and that there are shows that are beneficial.
It also, I've found that the PBS shows, like specifically Wildcrats, like I was a sucker for Animal Planet when I was growing up, and I loved watching Zaboomafoo. And I feel like it's fun to sit down and watch it with them as well.
Yeah, and co-viewing is really beneficial.
Because we talk about it while it's happening. When we watch your show, we sing the songs together. It gives them a moment of like, did you see that? And you get to sort of validate their excitement in what they're watching.
Yeah, and you can extend it to like an art project, or like you can pretend to be hermit crabs outside, or find like a shell and it's a box.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of PBS, the headline of your new profile in the Washington Post is Miss Rachel grew up on Mr. Rogers, and now she's carrying on his legacy. You've been compared to him for a while now. How do you feel about that?
I can't accept it. I mean, he's a saint to me. And he's just, I've admired him and he's been my hero for so long. I read his, like in my 20s, I would just like read books about him. I think like maybe 7 years ago, I read his whole biography and decided I was going to write a musical about him. And it's just funny that I ended up going into kids media, because I didn't, even at like 30, I didn't see that happening. And it's so funny because I applied to be an intern on Sesame Street when I was in my 20s. I was like, I want to work on Sesame Street. So it's just funny that everyone was like, this is obvious, Rachel, because you like had a Sesame Street backpack as like a 25-year-old. And like, why is this new to you? You have like a Mr. Rogers book like on your coffee table.
I do like the idea that you were more surprised than the people around you.
Yeah.
That it was so obvious that you're in the right field of work.
Yeah, no, totally.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That means you were really meant for it.
Thank you.
Like you, Mr. Rogers also advocated for children as well as human rights and equality. How has he been an inspiration for you in that capacity?
Yeah, so I've watched all his documentaries, and I knew that his kids show, I think, was the first or one of the first to have a lot of Black characters on. I heard recently that TV shows for kids should be a window and a mirror. So a mirror, they can see themselves. In a window, they can see like outward and possibilities, what they can do, what they can be. And I think that must have been really important to him, and it's really important to us. And so when we decided to have Rahaf on the show, who's from Gaza, I actually took a screenshot of his pool scene when he had, at that time, pools had been segregated. So people even threw chemicals into pools that Black people were swimming in to try and get them out. And it makes me emotional. He decided to have this kiddie pool, and sorry, I didn't mean to cry. He decided to have this kiddie pool and sit with the Officer Clemens and invite him to put his feet in together, and then he like shared his towel. And actually, I saw that some people who wanted things to say segregated, that scene ended up being like a conversation in their home. Like, wow, Mr. Rogers was comfortable sharing his pool. And I thought that I wanted people to see Rahaf and her joy and see her. There's so much dehumanization that goes on with kids. And, it happens with kids from different parts of the world, kids who have disabilities. And just to see her joy and see her as somebody who loves Hop Little Bunnies. And it was cool when I posted it that it was sad and beautiful that people said comments like, oh, this made me realize that she's just like my child. So hadn't seen her as like their child until that moment, but it's great that people can change in that way. And I think I knew that wasn't easy for him and that he got a lot of hate mail about that. But it was the right thing to do. And so I would look at that screenshot whenever I had a lot of backlash about it. And it was funny because I was really had a bad day about some backlash and was so down. And Aaron brought in a present and it was wrapped and everything. And I was like, sometimes it's funny, people will like project or call me like a saint. And it was funny, Aaron and I were watching the news once and they were like, she really is a saint. And he like did the slow look to me, like, because he knows me when I'm like hangry and like I can be a real baby. He was like, oh, he loves me and adores me, but it was just funny because he knows if I haven't eaten in the morning and I've had like 2 cups of coffee and he's like, have you had breakfast? He tries to say it in like a nice way.
Gentle.
I was like, I think, do you want
gently, you seem hangry.
Yeah, do you want toast? So he brought me this gift and I was like, I don't want it unless it's a Mr. Rogers autograph. Like, that was so mean. Like, he had a gift for me. And then he's like, I think you should open it. And why did I say that? That was so mean. But it was Mr. Rogers had handwritten part of It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the music.
You manifested it.
It was really sweet.
That's incredible.
And yeah, and he had, I kind of knew Aaron was on the lookout.
Sure.
I probably had like mentioned that would be something I would really love. You know how that is.
Yep.
So
a gentle suggestion.
Yeah. A few suggestions.
Where you blatantly tell them. Like,
yeah, a few times.
Got
it. So I opened it and I started bawling because I was just like, it was such a nice sign. I feel like there's been a lot of signs that I'm doing the right thing, and that's really cool. And I know in my heart.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
The last thing is something that I like to ask all of my fellow mom guests.
Mm-hmm.
How have your kids humbled you?
So I've worked with kids for a long time, and they're so honest. They're so honest.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. They don't know yet about like not being so honest. Yes. I had a talk with Thomas about this just last night. So he was looking at me like I was so beautiful.
Yes.
And he was like, Mommy, what are those lines on your forehead?
Oh.
And I didn't know I had any lines on my forehead because like we talked about prior to taping, I lose everything. And I lose it over and over. So I lose my glasses so much that I just don't wear them and I don't have good vision.
Sure.
So everything looked really smooth to me.
It's like a nice blur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised. I didn't know. I was like, lines?
Oh.
And then I had to do some inner work on that. Because I like to do this thing where you flip things.
Sure.
So I was like I was bummed about that. And of course, I get the online comments like, time for Botox. Yeah. So I changed it in my mind from wrinkles to gratitude lines because I was like, I'm grateful. Like, not everyone gets to grow old. And I'm so grateful for all that I've learned because in my 20s, I was a disaster. I meet 20-year-olds that have it all together and I'm like,
no.
Yeah. I'm like, why?
It couldn't be me.
I was just hot mess. And so I don't want to go back to that time when I had a smooth face and I was a disaster.
No.
I want to be here.
These lines come with wisdom.
Yeah. So I'm grateful for them.
I cannot thank you enough for coming on to Not Gonna Lie.
Thank you so much.
We are so excited to have gotten the chance to talk to you. I cannot wait to go home and tell my kids I met Miss Rachel.
Oh my gosh.
But more importantly, I'm so excited that I got the chance to sit down here with Rachel.
I'm so honored. And can I just say thank you so much for all you do for the Eagles Autism Foundation. And Mr. Rogers said, anyone who does anything for a child is a hero to me. And thank you for all you do for the children. It means so much.
Happy to. Thank you for everything that you do. And like I said, huge fans of you in our house. And
thank you.
I so appreciate that you are offering programming to kids that is both enriching and helpful and something that I think all parents can be proud to put on in their house. That's a wrap on another episode of Not Gonna Lie. You can find even more clips from my longer conversation with Miss Rachel on my YouTube channel on More Shit Monday. Her new picture book Miss Rachel and Bean and the Bedtime Routine is out this October. I'll be back next Thursday with a brand new episode. Follow Not Gonna Lie on all social media at NGL with Kylie. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Not Gonna Lie is a Wave original brought to you by Lululemon. Thank you, real ones, for tuning in.